the podcast.
Yeah.
I was listening to one with Tig Notaro. She has this good one robot character. She just goes, good one.
So basically, she's Tig Notaro.
Good one.
But yeah, no, I've seen a couple episodes of the show too, but
Yeah. It started out as a podcast.
yeah.
Actually, I guess it started out as a radio show.
Having
Yeah.
only seen the TV show, I believe that it started out as a podcast.
Yeah.
Because that TV
Oh,
show
yeah.
is like
Really weird.
inspirational almost in its weirdness.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, the show originally.
Can everyone hear themselves?
Yeah.
more or less, yeah.
All right.
The stage
So-
show version of it originally started as Comedy Death Ray, I think. It
Yeah,
was like a
Comedy
live
Death
UCB
Ray.
show.
Oh, wow.
And then it became what it is today. Well, they changed it to Comedy Bang Bangs before it got on TV, but
Yeah.
Nice.
yeah.
Nice.
I heard that Reggie Watts is going to be leaving soon.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
Yeah, he is.
That's what I heard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really like Reggie Watts, but it's like he kind of gets old really quickly
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah. And like, I guess I don't. Like, he kind of fits with Comedy Bang Bang more than anything, but like,
Definitely, yeah.
by himself, it's kind of like, okay, I get it.
Yeah. His Google Talk is fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'm almost ready. Sorry to.
No, dude, what the hell's taking you so long?
Seriously, man.
Can have a slow lead in. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't have to. It's like a cold open.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. It's our cold open.
Cold open.
Yeah.
I do have the.
You can just let whatever
actual
happens
file.
happens.
Yeah.
Is that what we do usually?
Generally, yes.
Okay. Here we go.
Uh-oh.
Gonna bring this over here.
It's actually really starting.
All right. 3, 2, 1, and.
DJ left his go.
World of high school. Two Alaskan kids had a dream in the back of a health class to begin their own podcast.
There we go.
The following story is real and does depict actual people and life events. Enjoy. And now your host, Sean, creator of Into the Void, and his co-host, Ryan Sebastian.
When people died, it in there.
Oh, I love it.
Welcome to Into the Void.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
So,
We thought we'd wake us up for the show.
So
It's
there's
all good.
There's the three of us, and then there's
We got a full house.
yeah.
somebody else. Hey,
Hey,
How's
everybody.
it going, guys?
you want to introduce yourself?
Introduce yourself, sir.
My name is Aaron. I'm a friend of the people on this podcast.
There we go.
Long
You're my
time non-listener, first time guest.
Yeah.
We're friends?
Yeah, we're friends.
Yay! The way you phrased that, I was part of the group included as friends.
Well, okay, except for Sebastian. I hate that guy's guts.
that actually feels right. Like that feels like I'm at home now.
Yeah.
Like,
I thought we
feel
signed the
good.
friendship papers earlier today.
Aw, where's the love,
Well,
guys?
I ripped up that friendship document.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Jeez, okay, bummer.
Right on.
Some animosity right off the bat there.
We're going to do some serious paperwork now, that's
good,
for sure.
good way to start the show.
It's true.
Ripped a signed legal document.
Well,
man.
you know.
I'm so glad
Select
that
know where
we're
I stand.
actually all gathered here for this.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that with a tinge of bitterness and regret in your voice.
Well, you
I'm
know,
really glad
I mean,
that-
Sebastian, do you want to talk about that at all?
Well,
or-
I mean, I can. It's not
Okay.
very interesting. You had planned the four of us to meet yesterday, and we didn't because two of us had.
Bailed?
One of us had
was-
something kind of
Yeah.
silly he had to do.
It was
and the
Aaron
other
and
one
Ryan, though. It was
had
them.
something real that he had to do.
Yeah.
And then Aaron and Ryan were on it like winners,
You know,
and now we're back.
Yeah.
welcome back, you
and
guys.
now Aaron
Thank you.
has a feel for the show.
Yeah, just slightly.
And in the process of that, apparently he decided somewhere along the way that he was the main host and we were all his guests.
Well,
Works for me.
One of my ideas was to open up the show and have me introduce you guys, and then one of you guys could be like, no, Aaron, that's not how it works, or something like that.
We should do that.
See,
you know what? Let's restart.
The thing is, if you did that if you said that with confidence, I think we would all just accept you
We
as
would-
the alpha male,
Yeah.
and you would be the leader of our pack from then on
I was about to
out.
say, we'd so let you. Let's,
Yeah.
Welcome to Into the Void here with Sean, Sebastian, and Ryan.
that's a good
There
idea.
we
You know what,
go.
Aaron, cue up, or Aaron.
No.
Ryan, cue up the theme.
Oh my God,
No,
no.
just kidding. Just kidding.
Are you serious?
JK.
JK.
We're gonna restart it again.
Yeah.
Are we doing this for real or no?
What? No, man.
Okay.
No, we can.
What do you mean?
You guys can edit it that way, right?
Sure.
I thought he was asking, are we doing this show for real? And I was like,
You know, it's
well, we're
hard to
doing it
tell.
right now. So
It's hard to
I'm
tell.
thinking it's
Yeah.
for real.
It feels real.
It
don't
does
know.
feel real,
Does.
and we all have. I think this is working very much better than I expected with all of us with microphones and headphones.
You know, you say
Yeah.
that as someone who doesn't have to crane your neck oddly
How
to
do-
accommodate the situation we're in here. Like I'm doing kind of a chocolate rain move right now. With
I'm like posing for a school yearbook photo right now.
Now
so
put your
basically-
shoulders forward.
It was a
So
long, hard journey.
So basically,
Class
Sebastian
2000
is
something.
is getting a workout in his sex moves, and you're getting a workout in your modeling moves.
Yeah.
Pretty
Okay.
much.
I don't need my sex moves modeled.
Also-
or worked out.
A, neither do I. B, chocolate rain is not a sex move.
Let's put
I
that
need
to
you
the
to know
test.
that chocolate rain is not a sex move.
Okay.
But it's a song for
It's a
sex
song.
moves.
I don't know,
It's
man. He-
Easily.
It is,
He
isn't it?
always that song always gets me wet. So
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's true.
You listen to it while you swim?
yeah,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Exactly.
in the shower.
Yeah. Totally. That's exactly what
Oh,
you mean
and then
by
do you
that.
like have like a special system hooked up so you can have chocolate milk rain down
Exactly.
on you?
Exactly.
And then
Yeah.
just chocolate
Exactly.
rain. Oh my
I'm
god.
just like,
Oh.
yeah, rain that chocolate down all over my face.
yeah.
That'd be
you
pretty
warm it
cool,
up first
actually.
so it's hot chocolate rain.
I thought that's
I like it
exactly
like
what
that.
that
No, I
song
get
was
that.
about.
No. Yeah.
You're rich enough to afford a shower that only has chocolate
Somehow
milk.
I believe that you think
It's
that,
better.
right?
It's better. It's better than a golden shower.
That's true.
Do you remember the first time we had Shay in the studio?
That's
and
not
we
the
talked
first time
about-
we've heard golden shower either.
And they had us. They had us censor that.
What?
Yeah, I know, right? It's
Oh,
stupid.
I'm sorry, you guys.
Oh well.
No, it's fine.
It's I get it. I actually do get that one, but
Yeah, Shay mentioned the actual
golden shower.
Right.
act.
You guys
But-
don't shower in liquid gold?
That's what I had
I mean,
to
it
say.
stings at
course-
first, but like you feel so pure afterwards.
Yeah, that's of course what I meant.
Exactly
too.
And
what
rich.
Shay
Yeah.
was saying.
Yeah.
It gives you that nice coating, that sheen. You know,
Yeah.
The Midas touch, they call
Oh
it.
the
my
Midas
goodness.
touch.
Yeah.
Right.
They
You
make
guys-
you rich.
Oh, this is gonna
You
be
feel
so
rich.
much fun to edit, guys.
Yeah.
and I have one full day.
Well, luckily
Oh, you
luckily the actual podcast you won't have to edit it, but for radio.
Yeah,
Yeah.
radio.
So let's just make this
Stupid
completely
radio.
unradio friendly right now.
Stupid radio.
Just finish
Yeah.
the rest of it.
Get all of our filth out.
Yeah.
That's right. Get all out in the first like 10 minutes. Anybody want to say a few F words? Yes, no?
No.
Okay. All right.
Fudge. Friendly.
Frugality.
Damn it.
Fellowship.
Beep, beep, beep. Let's edit that out, right?
Friendship.
Um,
4 of us.
yes. Forever. Friends.
Forever friends.
Infidelity.
Aww.
Infidelity or fidelity?
In space, comma, moment,
Okay.
fidelity.
All right. Okay. That was.
Yeah.
That
No, it's
makes
good to
more sense.
clarify.
That was nice.
That's good. No, that was on me. That's
That
on
made
me.
it nice and not bad.
No, I get it.
So
that wasn't too far. Let's just. What other words can we start our? What other letters?
we're on F. So no, I'm just kidding. Let's go through the whole alphabet. This is our show, guys. But let's talk about infidelity. No. I'm
Yeah.
just kidding.
Okay. Yeah.
But sorry, we're
Yes.
kind of
Yeah,
like
yeah.
straddling,
So,
straddling each other.
Bumping knees. There.
Yeah, yeah. There's we're basically scissoring at this point,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen.
Getting
Oh,
a little
yeah.
friendly.
Yeah, I
Is
know,
it
right? It's
is
pretty
it
hot.
that bad down there in the cove?
It is.
It is. It is.
You guys in your paddock.
Yeah,
Yes.
the boats are all kind of shoved up on the shore. It's
That's-
not, you know.
That's why we gave you guys the nice chairs, and I got this old gymnasium style type.
That's true.
I don't know. You feel.
Hard
I feel
plastic.
like you look like a really like the guy who plays the awesome high school student in the high school movie. Like clearly he's not a high school student,
Right.
but he's the one at the end who like he's just sitting there just pimping out like the whole time, you know, something's happening, and at the end he just like stands up and gives this big speech about how you need to be yourself, and it's like all about togetherness, and that's what, you know, the real winning game is or something.
Let's-
And he just drops the mic and leaves.
So you're James
Yeah.
Franco in Freaks and Geeks,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
Let's
Whenever
do a-
you see 20-year-old actors playing high school students.
Let's do a little improv. Aaron, do you want to try out that scene that Sebastian just
And give me a place.
Please no.
I don't know if I'm actually familiar with the monologue of that.
I don't, just
It's a completely
improv.
fictitious monologue.
Yeah.
Improv is the last.
Oh, improv.
You know, it's the
Okay.
worst.
Oh.
It's
For
it's
America.
perfect for podcasts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
for sure.
whatever.
Just kidding.
Go
No,
for it.
It's
I
really
mean,
not.
Isn't that what we're doing? Oh, wait, I just rolled over to the next page. Yeah, we're not supposed to do that, apparently. We have to
Oh.
stick to the script.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
No
we have every word
improv.
script written down.
Yes.
That darn script. Can you believe all this is scripted, you guys?
For the record, you have no idea how often that joke happens.
About
Like
the
you have
script?
no idea.
Pretty sure it happened a couple times before that.
Like
yeah.
like if we had a hackneyed joke on this show, aside from Ryan leading us into saying the name of this podcast, it would be "This is all scripted."
Right. Yeah.
Like it's terrible.
That happened yesterday when it was just
It's
Ryan
very
and
meta.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys recorded one
Yeah.
yesterday?
Yeah.
What did you guys talk
well,
about?
We kind.
I mean, I assumed you
it's not
guys did
gonna be-
anyways, but
It's not going to be something that we.
It was
air,
just
I
kind
think.
of a warm up for me since I've never done this before.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
I think it's worth releasing.
I think so too.
I don't think so.
It hasn't
Maybe
stopped us from
online
releasing
only.
anything else.
Yeah.
Maybe online only.
Yeah, I don't
That
know.
works.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, we're ambushing you with microphones on something that's going to go on the air. What are your views right now? Tell us.
I think that we should free all of the murderers from prison because, I mean, come on.
Right.
That's true.
There you go.
I agree.
That's a cogent argument, really.
We've all
Yeah.
wanted to commit a homicide at one point in our lives,
All
right?
right, so conversation
times.
over.
So
we all agree.
I agree. I mean, if somebody did it, then they just lived their dreams
Free
for
OJ.
a second. I don't know.
Free
I'm
hat.
surprised he isn't dead by now.
Uh,
Someone didn't
he's
kill him
probably
in
living
prison.
it up in there.
Probably.
Yes.
Did he go to white collar prison or did he?
Why did O.J. Simpson go to jail? I don't know. I haven't heard about this.
I
He
think
was-
he robbed a bank, and since he pretty much
robbed
got
a bank.
He stole old sports memorabilia of his.
Oh.
Like it was at like a hotel or something like that, and someone had
Whoa.
owned old sports memorabilia of his, and he tried to steal out of their hotel room.
And I think since the
Whoa.
judge decided since he got away with his last crime and pretty much bragged about it, he was getting the life sentence. Isn't that true? He's in there for life, isn't he?
I think he is in there for life, but they can't
Yeah.
sentence based on something he was acquitted of.
Yeah, if he's
I
if he's in
guess.
there for life, that's really not okay. That's just because he's black, right? Like he's not even
But-
really famous
Well,
anymore, so he doesn't get like the
I don't
famous
know.
bump.
He pretty much
Not like he did
bragged
in the
about
90s.
killing
Yeah.
his wife.
It doesn't matter.
But that was after he was acquitted.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. He almost certainly did it, but that makes no difference because that's the whole point of our justice system. That's why justice is blind,
I think
Okay.
the FBI did it.
probably.
That's an
It's to
interesting.
cover up the second JFK assassination.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, he
The
was
second.
he was assassinated in 2010 again.
JFK?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, did they like revive him from the dead?
Yeah.
and then-
Yeah.
yeah.
JFK's an alien zombie. from
Well, I missed
space.
that news report.
Well, you don't watch the good news, do you?
I guess so.
I am Zombie Reagan. He's
Yes.
still alive too.
Oh, zombie
In
Reagan.
a secret underground bunker.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hanging out with Hitler.
Pretty much like every other, I guess,
Yeah.
politician. I know I look like super comfortable right now, but
You
it's
really don't. I can tell. Like you're really just kind of rocking this b-boy stance of like, oh, I'm so cool and awesome. But like it's painfully awkward.
It's mostly me, like a tiny child baby, trying to hold my head up.
So cute.
Right? I haven't developed the neck muscles for it yet.
And your head is so oversized for the rest of your body.
That's
yeah,
right.
that really helps with
It's
create the
sadness.
illusion.
Of my giant head.
Yeah, your giant head.
The big giant head.
Great. I didn't know I had a huge head.
Oh.
I guess I need to bulk up on my body to
No,
kind of like
it's
get
a
the
sexy head.
proportions
Don't worry
down.
about it. It's good.
I
I'm
was,
sure there's
I
a-
was
I can
aiming
say
for
that.
the
I can say
little
that.
known
You can.
90s reference.
Say what?
I was aiming for the little known 90s reference to Third Rock from the Sun.
What did you say?
The big giant head.
Yeah, that's not a reference I understand.
Was that their Mork from Ork?
Kinda. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, kinda.
Weren't
Did
they
you ever
all-
watch that show?
I mean,
Al?
they're Orson.
I watched it here
Maybe.
here and there, but
No, because remember, Mork from Ork would call back to Orson, or Mork to Orson, and every episode he would like summarize what had happened on Earth that day.
Rest in peace, Robin Williams.
Yeah, I know, right? But and then you talk to Orson. Is that what the giant head was?
I think so, pretty
Okay.
much. Yeah. I mean, it was pretty much just another show about aliens.
your typical sitcom about
Your
aliens.
typical alien sitcom. Wacky hijinks every week.
Of course.
I was more of a Frasier fan, because I was smart, So I'm just kidding.
Frasier.
Frasier.
It's
I
all
didn't know that my phaser was not set to stun.
Frasier?
No, my phaser.
Oh, your phaser.
That's for the alien sitcom.
Oh, I see.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
phasers.
You a Star Trek
Right on.
fan?
Oh yeah, big time.
Really?
Favorite
I-
series now? Go.
Say what?
What's your favorite series?
I actually am a next gen fan.
Right
so
on. Right on. I respect that.
Interesting.
I didn't realize you were a Star Trek fan.
yeah, I like it. I haven't seen every single episode like
Yeah.
one of my friends has, but I've seen at least a couple and at least a season out of every series.
Wait a minute. Is Star Trek that show where celebrities run around a track and they call it Star Trek?
Close. Except that it's in space.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
They
And
run around a
it
track in
teaches us
space.
lessons, Ryan, about the
Is it-
future and humanity and growing up And it's the most important show on television.
I want to
No,
hear you guys
not
talk
really.
about Star Trek
Oh
now.
my God, for hours we could go.
They
All
have,
right, go.
They teach you very deep morals. you
Is
know?
it Star
Yeah.
Trek or Star
In
Trek?
the most
Trek.
like
Okay.
Yeah.
hokey way possible.
Yeah.
Generally.
It's
Okay.
not really like an action series.
Well, let's
Not
also
so
remember
much.
though
it
that
tries to be occasionally, and it's
Yeah,
so sad.
sometimes.
Yeah.
It's so sad.
So
The fighting
Star
sequences
So
in
Star
there.
Trek deals with outer space and stuff.
yes,
Okay.
Yeah.
you're
Yes.
trekking into the stars.
yes.
They like fly around and discover new alien races and stuff
You're
like
trekking
that.
into the stars, or are we drifting into the void?
Ah! Why did I not see it coming? Why did I not see it coming?
I saw that smile on his
I
face.
felt it building to something. I knew we were going somewhere.
I was like, why do
And
you
it's
keep
like,
asking this?
Yeah, where's this going? And,
What's his angle?
of course, naturally. The best part about this, Ryan, is as ridiculous as it is. I genuinely didn't see that coming. I had no idea that's where we were about to go.
Wait a second, you guys. I don't get it.
Every show.
I'm glad you don't. I'm really
Yeah.
glad you don't. You're lucky. You're the lucky few who don't get it.
Yes.
I wish I was you right now.
See, what Sebastian would really like to do is just throw me out the window.
And of course, the sound drop.
Indeed. It's the 1-2 punch
Yeah.
It really is.
of the Ryan
Right
Ruck
in the
oral
balls.
experience.
Yeah.
Yes. And I'm sure if you can't throw me out the window, I'm sure what you'd rather do is this.
Shoot you in the face.
I like his miming the getting shot of him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was perfect for a podcast.
For
Indeed.
everybody who can't see.
Indeed. Yeah, no, he commits. He commits.
We should really put a camera in this.
I was about to say we should get like a little camera here
should
and,
do,
and
yeah.
film
That
it.
would be awesome.
Yeah, well, we have a
And
lot
then
more
people
physical
could-
comedy this time than we normally do between
true.
Then people could
me
see
and
how
Sean.
awkwardly we're sitting.
Yes.
Each of us have an awkward sitting. Well,
How
Aaron-
comfortably
Aaron
you guys
is
are
fuck
sitting.
looks great.
Yeah.
I probably am the
That's
most
why you're the host of the
comfortable
show.
angle.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
you're like
Yeah.
a musician right now,
I'm
and I should
really
be
glad that
taking
you
a
guys
low
could
angle
also-
shot of you.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
And you're like leaning into the camera. Yeah, like
No.
that. And you're just like
More
Effervescence.
physical comedy there.
the new album, Effervescence, coming out in
Yeah.
July. I feel like that's how you're sitting.
See,
Yeah.
I think this is fun with the four of us. I mean,
Oh,
I
it's
think
awesome.
we're all getting a little bit of piece of this.
I like that. That's good.
It's
All getting a
working out
piece of the
well.
action.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah,
Yes.
who's,
Pretty much.
Who's who?
I was about to say who's who.
Oh, that's all I wanted to hear. Well, I mean, we've done this before, but who was your Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, Sean, growing up? You have one?
I like Raphael just because I like his name.
I could get into that.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
yeah. What about yours?
You know what? This is gonna sound terrible, but I'm actually
Already
not
terrible.
super familiar
kidding.
with all of their names and colors.
That's okay.
Me
So-
neither.
That's all right.
Actually.
And I think that some of them have different attitudes, but they all seem kind of like, "Hey, dude, what's up?" to
Like
me,
kinda surfer
you know?
dudes?
Yeah, they're
so,
to a point. To a
Yeah.
point.
so
Yeah, no, it's,
whatever the blue one is, I like that color.
Okay.
it's been a long, long
That's cool.
time.
Is
That's-
there a red one?
That's appropriate
is.
for your leadership role because
Yeah.
that's Leonardo. He is the leader.
There you
he's,
go.
He's calm,
Yeah.
but he cares for all.
There you go.
Yeah.
So when
But
will
you
you
don't
be
care for all.
resigning? When will you be resigning?
Never. You have to
Resigning?
kill
Okay.
me first.
Okay.
You have to make turtle stew out of me.
Okay.
There you go.
Turtle stew is delicious.
It is. I have no idea. if
Let's
it's
just
good
do
or
like the last 40 minutes of the show of Aaron. Ryan. Why do I keep saying Ryan? Ryan doing sound drops the whole time.
It's okay. You
Yeah.
can only conceive of like one or two other people who you conceptualize as the rest of humanity. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean,
Yeah.
From now
your
on,
megalomania
Well,
knows no bounds.
Don't-
It's
don't
okay.
you
It's
guys-
true.
hang
You'll make a
on.
great director one day.
Don't you guys hate
I
it when,
sure hope
when
so.
you walk into a room or when you're sitting down in a room and somebody else walks in and says, "Wow, there's nobody here." You feel like shit, don't you?
You're like, thanks.
See, I feel like
Oh,
that has actually happened to you, Ryan, and it makes me feel really sad inside.
I think I've been there when that's happened. To
man, it's so bad for me. Sometimes I'll be at a movie theater and someone will sit in the seat that I'm already sitting in.
Oh.
They'll sit on your
sorry.
lap. You're
Yeah.
just like, thanks.
Sometimes I don't mind though. I'm just appreciative of the human contact.
Reminds me of from of that episode of Scrubs when Ted was like, the janitor was like wanting like a reporter or whatever because he was starting like a hospital newspaper, and he's like, we need someone who's like so much of a nobody that no one will know he's there. And just like pans out and Ted's like sitting right
Here
next
I
to him.
am.
He's like, I'll do it. And janitor's like, wait, what? Who are you? Or like,
When
what are you
did you
doing
get here?
Yeah. And he's like, I've been here the whole time. I bought you the scone. But I think I do it just because you two are in the line of sight, so like
Yeah.
There you go.
I always have to
Yeah.
turn around and think of Ryan
I could scoot over.
or Aaron. No, I was kidding.
Oh, now you're making it worse for me, guys.
Oh, sorry.
Now he's
Sorry.
gonna make the same mistake as I have.
Because
Then
well, I can't now. I mean, you've made this. Oh yeah.
I can only scoot over so much.
That's good. All right.
Before-
So now I'm like crushed inside of everything. I can see everyone, but I'm sure I look ridiculous.
It's a good thing you're not some big fat guy.
Thanks for that. No, thanks for that. I appreciate that. I appreciate
I
that.
couldn't resist.
Do you enjoy meth, or is it more of like a compulsion for you?
Do I enjoy what now?
Methamphetamine. Is it something you
every
like
day.
to do?
Every
Or,
day.
that's good. That's good. It shows.
I
It
got
shows.
to.
What I'm saying.
I gotta have it.
Yeah, it shows.
How else do you think I would maintain my slender figure?
No, I get
Yeah.
it. I get it.
I've got to counteract the beer belly somehow.
Yeah, indeed, indeed.
And of course, when he says that, he's never tried meth in his life, right? Yes, that's
Well,
the correct answer.
there was this one time in college. No,
Yeah.
never.
Okay, good. Good.
I turned my mic off because I was ready to like sit and watch this going on. That was,
You actually turned your mic off?
I did.
Oh.
That was pretty excellent. I was about to sit there and just eat some popcorn and watch that.
Yeah, no, that's good. It's all right.
Good little firefight we had going.
We
on.
gotta
See, now this
We
is
de-escalated quickly.
keep
Yeah.
roasting
we could
each
have
other.
gotten
Yeah,
further. No, that's no
some
need for
radio
that.
stations have their morning zoo. We have the night zoo.
the night zoo.
I don't
The
know.
night zoo. The night zoo.
Yeah.
What is the night zoo? Do you go in with flashlights and like mess with animals who are already just so tired from a day of hapless, overweight tourists staring at them and throwing things,
no,
and
you-
you force them to stay awake even longer? Is that your idea of
No,
fun,
no,
you
no,
sick
no,
son
no,
of a
no.
bitch?
I'm saying it's
for
like
the- it's
we're
for
all
the nocturnal.
bats. It's
For
like
the-
the
yeah.
nocturnal animals.
Yeah.
We're like the nocturnal animals.
That's what you
the
get to
night
see at the
zoo.
night zoo?
Yeah,
That sounds
exactly.
fun.
It is fun.
I go to the night
No,
zoo.
I'm not such a bad guy now, am I?
I've
No,
been to
no.
the zoo at night.
You're often unintentionally creepy, but it comes out of a place of love.
Aw.
Okay, so Sean, you weren't here to see
earlier
this.
today,
yeah,
earlier
yeah.
today.
Sean, you weren't here
Oh,
to see
gosh.
this. This was amazing.
The fact that both of you are like,
Dude, it was
Oh,
glorious because we were walking. It was literally like 10 minutes before we started recording because we were walking across the campus, and it's Ryan, Aaron, and I. We're all talking, kind of getting ready to go. Blah, blah, blah. And there's this woman. This woman starts walking by, and Aaron and I don't see. At least I didn't see anything until Ryan just sort of almost yells at her, standing in the middle of her path,
I
saying,
wasn't yelling.
"What part of Alaska are you from?"
She was wearing an Alaskan sweatshirt.
She was
As we learned.
Alaska grown. You know
Yes.
what that is, right?
oh, that
Yeah.
was that what the sweatshirt said?
Yes.
Yeah, but like he just stopped, like dead stop, and like accosted this woman almost.
Not like a hey, how you doing?
Yeah, not a
Shuffling,
hello.
shuffling side to side like
Yeah,
he's playing
yeah.
defense in basketball, just like.
Exactly. And the saddest thing is that for a while, Aaron and I just kept walking because we didn't want to be associated with what was happening behind
poor
us.
Ryan.
It was bad.
Poor Ryan.
Care.
I didn't notice that it happened until we were already like 10 feet away from.
No, I know. Oh, me too. But we walked for another
Like,
solid 50 feet
where are you,
after
Ryan?
that. Like it was not good.
Yeah.
Well, what part of Alaska was she from?
She wasn't from Alaska.
That was the best thing about
Yeah,
it.
it
That's
was.
fair.
It
That's the
really
best-
was.
That's the best part of that story.
Yes.
She could have been like, Fairbanks.
Yeah.
But no, it's like, I'm not even from here.
Yes.
Like, I got this sweatshirt at Goodwill.
It's all-
Red
no,
tag day.
No, what part
Her
of Alaska
sister-
are you from?
her
Juneau.
sister
No,
gave
what
it to
part of
her.
Alaska are you from? Juneau. No, what part of Alaska are you from?
Oh, man.
Who's on first?
Sorry, you guys. Sorry.
It's all right. It's all right.
No, that's a
We're
new one.
so
We need,
entertaining.
It's good. Yeah.
we need new jokes pumped
That
in.
art form needs to grow. It's okay.
That's right, yeah.
Oh, hey, we get some nice instruments, some nice background music now. This is good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Looks like
I heard a live band playing. Is that
Ms. Potter over there.
Oh.
who? Are they playing live music right now, or is the band not
You
playing?
know, that's
though?
a good question.
I heard a
You
band
might wanna-
practicing in the hallway.
You might want to just tap into the on air and see what's
All right.
going on over there.
Let's see what's
if
happening
it
on
might,
air.
It might actually be a live band. We
And
could-
here's
Not on
the
air when
on
you hear this, but
Oh, I was wrong. That
And
can't-
that's enough of that.
that
so
can't
an
be.
Alanis Morissette cover band,
Sure.
I guess.
That sounds plausible to me.
Alanis Morris?
Yeah, dude, she rocks.
She died in the 90s, didn't she? Her career, I mean.
Yeah, well, yeah, I was about to say she still is alive.
Yeah.
I don't know about her career, but I think she's still going. Still chugging along.
She had like one album that went to the sky high on the charts and then died, didn't she?
Is that an actual metric? Sky high on the charts?
have no idea. Oh, an actual metric? I think so. I mean, it's a colloquial term,
Yeah.
but
no,
it's widely accepted.
yeah.
You
Well,
hear people say that. I've heard people say that.
yeah.
I mean, I know nothing about sports, but I can use
there's-
sports metaphors. I feel like it's the same thing.
Yeah. There's like gold, platinum, double platinum, sky high.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Sounds reasonable.
Yeah. Sounds like it to me. All right. Sweet. Well, we got that figured out.
Yeah.
Well, wait, Sebastian, when do you have to go to your event?
I have about 15 minutes.
Okay.
Event.
I
You're
just
trying to get
oh.
him out of here already?
No. I have a
I don't want you to be late.
I have to interview someone for my job, but what I mean by that is I am the interviewer. They are the interviewee.
I see.
Ah,
So
I see.
I cannot be late, and I have to like prep and be super professional. And be like, so what do you think?
What is it? What
So where do you
style
see
interview
yourself
is
in
it
5
for?
years?
It's pretty informal, but the job I have now that I don't really want anymore, because I have to like finish school, is it's basically back-end web development. So Django, Python,
Interesting.
kind of stuff for the middleware, and then we got a Postgres server
Now,
for the SQL and JavaScript, HTML, CSS front end goodness.
I
Full stack web development.
I would like to believe that being here in this room with all of us having all these good laughs and stuff is going to get a lot of the social awkwardness out of the way for the interview.
Oh, I'm
right?
gonna come in hot.
Okay.
And I'm gonna terrify the little Asian boy who wants to wants this job because he's a freshman and
Oh.
he is gonna be
Freshman.
not prepared for the level of energy I'm gonna bring.
Oh boy.
It's gonna be so high energy. Like,
Yeah.
Hey man, like what are you doing?
Yeah.
man?
What's up, man? How you doing?
You're like- He's like, do you do crack when you're working on your websites or whatever?
If he does, tell me. I'm always looking for new friends.
No, I believe it. I believe it.
New friends.
Friends with
Or dealers.
benefits.
Those good kind of benefits.
They are benefits.
Yeah.
Mm.
Anyway,
Everything tastes like pink.
Tastes like pink.
Pink?
I don't know. Have you ever tried crack? You don't know.
Wait, you mean Pink the singer? You've tasted Pink?
I wish I had
Yum.
tasted pink. I would happily taste
Ew.
pink.
And we all, our hair's like cotton candy.
Indeed.
I'd wife that bitch.
You'd why? Like you say the most like gentlemanly nice
Wow.
thing right before you say like
That's
I like that.
something.
That's
So
a lot
funny.
happening all at once there.
that was incredible. I've actually heard people say that for real too.
Yeah,
I'd
yeah.
Wife
It's
that
a real
bitch.
saying.
Yes.
I didn't make it up.
It
Among
is now.
douchebags, yes.
Yeah, I'm not very clever or creative personally, so
Don't
Oh.
say that.
I still.
You've got this
Aw.
lovely like black and yellowy thing that
know.
I've seen teenage girls wear in since
Oh.
the 90s. The 90s. That's pretty
Oh,
recent.
burn.
That's very creative.
Well,
Last
see,
20 years.
I've never dyed my hair before. What originally it was I was Shaggy for Halloween,
Oh, that's awesome.
and then it just kind of grew out, and I haven't cut it.
Did you
Okay.
have a
Nice.
big dog that you...
No, I should have, but
Oh,
I
that
was
would've
going
been
to the
funny.
bars, so I
Okay.
couldn't really bring a dog inside.
Did you commit to not
Except your
getting
girlfriend, right? Okay.
Did you commit to not getting laid for the night and do the Shaggy voice the entire time?
Yeah, I was totally fully in character.
Dude, that's
You're an
awesome.
American hero, sir. That's all I, can say.
I would go up to the bartender.
He really does look like
He
kind of
like-
Shaggy
No,
a little bit, doesn't
that's-
he?
be like,
a
I
little
want
tanner,
a
but
PBR, man.
You should go to talk to the ladies. Say, hey, why don't you and me go search for some Scooby snacks together?
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They go zoinks.
And they run in the opposite direction.
I feel like that should get you some action more than keep you away from it.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
There's
Not a lot of
some- there's
That
some
Scooby-Doo.
voice is an
pickup
annoying
lines.
voice.
That's
dude.
true, but not a lot of Scooby-Doo fans nowadays, huh?
There's
Yeah.
some.
Well, they're
I mean, I
like
think
our
that
age.
everyone
Yeah,
would get
pretty
the
much.
reference, right?
Yeah, kids our
They
age
would, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Every generation has Scooby Doo, man.
Yeah.
Scooby Doo's the
This
best.
guy
Cartoon
going
much.
going for chicks our age.
I think
Cartoon
next. I
Network,
think next year.
Boomerang.
Go for the youngins. I'm just kidding.
I think next year.
You
I'm
are
gonna
the
do,
youngins for me. What are you talking about?
I think next year I'm going to do SpongeBob because that seems a little bit more universal.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
That's
How are
true.
you gonna pull that off?
Skills.
I'll just dye my skin yellow and poke some holes.
It's like, what's up,
holes in
girls?
my-
I feel like you're like 90% of the way to a Simpsons character by that.
Why don't we
Yeah.
take a trip down to your bikini bottom?
Yeah.
Yeah,
There you go.
Smooth talking.
Okay. Not for nothing, but was the squirrel girl on that show kind of hot?
Sandy?
Yeah.
Sandy Cheeks?
Yeah. I don't care.
Just because of the name.
I don't know her name. I just think she's drawn cute.
I think the voice actress who played Sandy Cheeks, she was pretty cute.
That's pretty cute.
I did see her, yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen her, so.
You know who plays Meg?
Yeah,
on
Mila
Family Guy?
Kunis.
Mia Kunis, yeah.
It's funny. I mean, you could put like, yeah, I don't know. Never mind.
That's why they rag on Meg so much for being butt ugly. Because she's played by a super hot girl.
right?
I don't find her that attractive.
Who, Mila Kunis?
Yeah.
Or
Why
Meg?
not?
Well, both.
Or Meg. I love
Okay,
Meg.
Which one is more attractive?
I can't really compare a cartoon character to a human being.
Oh.
I think
Why
that's
not?
a
We're
little
doing it
weird.
right now. I'm
That's
just
a
kidding.
little weird.
What about Sandy?
I would compare Sandy and Meg, and
sorry.
Sandy's the obvious winner. 'Cause
There you
Sandy's
go.
pretty
That's
cute.
true.
Okay, that's fair.
Have you seen the way Sadie feels out that bikini? Of course.
Yeah. Sandy seems a little bit less psychologically messed up, too.
Yeah. Well, plus she's like an astronaut, except an aquanaut, which I think is very attractive.
That's
A woman.
awesome.
She's like a scientist. It's the future
But
for
Yeah,
squirrels.
she's smart.
Yeah, and she's
Meg just
a
has problems.
Squirrel.
Yeah, I think. Well, the squirrel thing may come back to the Sword and the Stone, if I'm honest.
Oh, yeah, like she could be magically changed.
Well,
Or you could be magically changed.
or just like I have a weird squirrel fetish because of that. Maybe I don't know.
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about?
Fetish,
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah. So the Sword and the
Won't
Stone.
be surprised to see you at like
With
a
Merlin.
furry convention.
Nah, not quite that far. But no, in the Sword and the Stone, it's a really weird sequence in this movie because
the cartoon one, right?
the cartoon one, yeah, because the kid in the story, the guy who eventually pulls the sword out of the stone, gets turned into a squirrel at one point.
Nice.
He and Merlin get turned into squirrels, and he falls in love with a lady squirrel, or excuse me, she falls in love with him, and she's like super into him, and he ends up completely breaking her heart, and there's no like resolution for her at all. Like he gets turned back into a human, and he's like, I'm sorry," and then she's like gets furious because she thinks that this giant monster has killed her one true beloved, and it's really messed up. But like, there's no like. She has no redemption. She's just like, "Oh, and I'm sorry, squirrel lady. It was not meant to be, and you're brokenhearted now. Goodbye." And if you're 6, like, it's a really harsh message to internalize.
Yeah, it speaks to the romantic in us all.
Exactly, man.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's
even to this day.
Yeah.
That is harsh.
Trying to teach the young ones some hard lessons. in life.
it is a little bit innocence killing, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's like eventually you learn, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Not
But-
all movies have happy endings.
Right. And
Yeah.
this is why I want to get some cocoa butter and go to town on Sandy Squirrel.
There you
There
go.
you go.
Yeah. You know what's up.
I like the choice of
You're
cocoa
on,
butter.
You're on fire.
I'm more of a coconut oil guy myself, but no, I'm
That
just
that poor Asian kid doesn't stand a chance against you.
Oh, he'll be fine.
Are you going to bring some coconut butter to the
I'll
interview?
be gentle.
Should be like, so, in order for you to get the job, coconut oil or cocoa butter? Sandy Cheeks or Meg?
It's a little bit of a casting couch situation.
It is. The messed up thing, he is actually going to be sitting on a couch. For
Oh
the
my
interview.
God.
That's true.
That's
We
perfect.
have limited space in our office, and he's probably going to be sitting on a couch. Yes.
Mind if
Are
I
you
pull
gonna
up this
bring
camcorder
Yeah.
real
I was
quick?
gonna say that.
So how old are you?
18.
So we put this on a tripod real
That's
quick.
Perfect.
I don't have a cameraman. I need a tripod.
Don't worry, we film all the interviews.
Every single one of them.
Now this is for our protection, not yours.
Yeah.
Answer on camera for us.
Yeah.
Are you 18?
Oh man,
Yeah.
it just reminds me of like the old like Girls Gone Wild commercials and
Yeah.
that whole thing where it's like it's like you're giving the creepy old guy at the bar a camera
yeah.
and that's what happened.
Yeah. That's what happened.
I'm not surprised that they're like sued into bankruptcy
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. Good. Just
I love
poor decisions all around.
Yeah.
I love Louis C.K.'s bit about the Girls Gone Wild.
Yeah.
I think
He's
I
like-
kind of remember
He's
it.
like, I bought the CD because I'm an adult.
Oh yeah.
And halfway through watching it, I just got angry. I was like, put your shirt on and go home.
Go to class.
Yeah, he was talking about like after like having kids or something like
Yeah,
that. Yeah,
yeah.
like how
Yeah.
it's changed. Where
Totally.
He's
kind of
all-
how it is though.
But everybody only wants to see girls go wild because when girls go wild, they take their tops off. When women go wild, they kill people.
It's true.
I like his other bit too about like how like if men get in a fight, you know, they'll fight it out physically and then they'll be like, "We're cool, bro." But then it's like girls will like destroy your freaking life.
Yeah, yeah. Well, men will like cut your arm off,
Yeah.
and beat you with it. But it's like whatever. At the end of the day, you're still like whole as a person inside.
Yeah, exactly.
And women will, what is it, like shit in your soul or something?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. They'll just say stuff and get in your head like
Yeah.
you're stupid, and you're just like,
Yeah, we can't do too many Louis quotes without having to edit edit a lot of.
No, well, and it's not the best content either because then we're just like, remember this Louis
Yeah,
C.K.
exactly.
He was so amazing. I love him so much. Let's quote entire Star Trek
I was about-
episodes to each other. How about The Best of Both Worlds Part 1? It's an excellent episode.
Now,
I was
Louis
about to say
C.K.
this is the last time I'll reference another Louis bit. Just
Right,
in
but Louis
lieu of
C.K.
that.
was on an episode of Star Trek, right?
Was he?
I don't
I think
remember
so.
that.
Oh, Star Trek.
Yeah.
Are you going
when
somewhere
was
with
Louis
this?
C.K. on an episode of Star
The-
T-R-E-A-E-K?
I don't know.
That was a
The
very
one I was
roundabout way
thinking
to
of was
spell
Star
Yeah.
Trek, where celebrities run around a track to
I have
lose
rage
weight.
dyslexia. so it comes out.
You just knew what Ryan was coming up with.
Yeah,
You mean the show that you made up, Star Trek?
Yeah.
Star Trek.
I mean,
Okay.
don't you think that would be a funny show to have?
I feel
Just
like
have a whole
I'm
bunch
a-
of celebrities running around a track
I feel
trying
like
to
Louis
lose weight.
C.K. hasn't run in a long, long time.
Yeah.
They show him running on the show.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, it does not look fun.
No, not for him, especially.
As a Louis C.K. shaped man, I'm like, yeah, I'm glad I don't do that.
Louis C.K. shape, man.
Oh yeah, that's why.
Yeah, no, that's the main reason. It's like, that's
So
unpleasant.
when
Why would I do
when
that?
a form asks you to fill out body type, you put Louis
Louis
C.K.
C.K. They're like, all right, got it.
Yeah.
I know what you mean by that.
Oh my god, that'd be amazing for like both, like you do body type, personality type, like beard levels, everything. You can just have a giant check marks, Louis C.K. and you're like, yes, that makes sense. Because that he does have this one bit about it gets better for people who look like this, and I have to say it really spoke to me. 'Cause I was like, oh my god, you're right.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was about to say when I watched, I was like, I bet he know or people know what he's talking about.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Poor fella. Have you seen though, like his earlier stand-up compared to now?
Not as good.
It's
By
so
a
like
long shot, not as
polar
good.
opposite. Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, I mean, if you read interviews with him, again, we're just getting up Louis C.K., I guess, but because we love him so much.
At least we're not talking about his bits.
It's true. If you read interviews with him, he talks
Yeah.
about like he had this revelation of like, I have to get better and stay better and keep better and do this all the time and be the best I can be. And like he makes this real effort to. That's why like he has a new special every year.
Yeah.
And not necessarily releasing it as a special every year because of the show now. So, but he has
Yeah.
at least because it's sort of spread out across the series. But he has
Yeah.
a show's worth of new material every single year, which if you're producing bits at that level with that
It's
that
hard.
level of polish and just excellence, and 60 minutes of
Yeah.
material, that is a lot of material.
It's hard to
every
do one
single year.
special at all,
Yeah.
or do more than one special.
Yeah.
Well, he started doing comedy in the comedy world when he was like a teenager, almost like
Yeah, yeah.
18 and
Yeah.
stuff. And now he's like 40 something, almost 50,
Yeah.
right?
yeah.
So that's a lot of time.
And
to
the
hone-
style
hone
of
your-
comedy
hone your
has changed
skill.
too. So of course,
Yeah.
like back then, that was the style of comedy.
And you guys have
opposed to
all
now.
watched Louis' show, right? The one what's
On
it?
FX, Louis?
Yeah, the one
it's
called Louis. Yeah.
Yeah.
The one where he's applying for the job to be the
The stand-up or the
At
talk show.
Letterman?
Yeah, the talk show
host.
Yeah, it's the one where he runs.
and yes,
I
okay.
remember it vividly.
Yeah.
And I think there's a bit in there where Jay Leno is saying, if somebody told me I have to do 15 minutes of fresh stuff every day, I wish I'd known that beforehand. And I
Right.
think that's
Yeah.
true. And that when you think about it that way, what he's doing, like on his yearly special is probably he gets a lot of time to do that. But for the ones that do this as a regular hosting job every day, they kind of have to come up with that stuff regularly.
That's why I
Yeah.
would never ever want to be a talk show host, to be
Yeah.
honest.
And that's,
That's
the
why I would
only
have a
reason you'll
really
never
good-
be one.
That's,
Yeah.
that's why I'd have a really
Exactly.
good team of writers.
Who knows? I
Yeah.
might be one.
Well,
I'm
so
kidding.
far we're sticking
say
to the
no.
script well.
I guess so.
Going back to that well, huh?
Why not when well runs dry?
It's true.
But sounds like you listened to his podcast with Marin,
I did.
because that's exactly what he said.
I did. Well, I mean, yeah. I listen to a
Yeah.
lot of comedy-related things. It makes me feel whole inside.
Yeah.
It's true.
A
I-
hole inside? That's not
no,
good.
The hole in my soul is what I'm trying to fill.
Oh,
So when it gets filled, I feel whole inside.
hole.
Exactly.
I heard that. I
Whole-
heard that podcast too. The one
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah.
Marin did with CK.
Yeah, it's great because it's like this fairly cordial thing, and there's a little bit undertone or whatever, and then at the end of a 2-hour podcast, Louis C.K.
All of a sudden,
says, like,
boom.
so you were
Yeah.
a total jerk,
Yeah.
and yeah.
And then I'll basically ended with "I'm sorry," and then that was it.
yeah.
And I was just like, okay, so
yeah.
now
think-
you get into it.
I think that Marin can sometimes be kind of abrasive.
Oh,
Sometimes.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh.
occasionally.
Just slightly.
I've seen it
Yeah.
happen once or twice, yeah.
He's very aware of it too. I think though now at least.
Yeah.
But
Do you guys ever imagine yourself being famous and being interviewed by other people on their podcasts?
yeah,
Yes.
Never once.
Never once.
Never.
Have I ever thought that?
I do all the time actually.
No, me too.
I think it's kind of fun. I like to speculate about what kind of stuff they'd ask me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I imagine what I would say in response to
Yeah, as if
what
you,
they're
as
talking
if
about.
you already
I
had
would-
some specials
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
I formulate some generic responses that I'd give for crappy interviews, and then for ones that I'd really like, I'd go into detail. You know, like.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
know.
yeah, and luckily with podcasts, generally you get a better interviewer
Mhm.
than you would like. This is Time Magazine or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, right.
Podcasts
Yeah.
are. I
What's
think.
it like to be famous?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so great, you guys. Although sometimes I just hate getting recognized.
You like to take it in stride. You can give the exact same answer.
What is it like trying to balance work and family?
I don't know. I just do.
Just trying to have it all.
The best ones are the sports interviewers because like every question is like, so when you made like this game-winning shot, what was going through your head? There's like,
I was just
I
playing
don't
a
know.
game.
I just took the shot playing a freaking game.
Yeah.
They're like, how do you feel? It's like, well, I won, so good.
Yeah.
Unless you're Richard Sherman.
I guess so. Yeah, he'll go off, but like I don't understand like, and there's plenty of that same thing in like
Yeah.
other, like
The-
if you're
the-
talking about someone specifically on like a TV show or something.
The
What's it like on set
responses-
type of thing?
Yeah, the responses for sports just seem so generic after a while.
Yeah.
Um,
So I don't understand why people like watch Sports Center constantly.
I don't know. One thing I will leave you with, because I do have to go pretty soon here,
Yeah.
is, I read a story a couple years ago about this group of artificial intelligence scientists who were trying to come up with an algorithm that could write a story, a news story from it's a set of known facts, turn it into something with a narrative and a structure to it. And the one place where they actually succeeded was sports reporting.
Yeah.
And
I think
they
I read that.
yeah,
like an
and-
article about that.
And the sports report that they generated was just as good as the human-generated one because
Yep.
sports reporting has almost no semantic content. The human aspect of that adds almost nothing.
It doesn't add anything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
no,
yet-
it probably took
And then
30 seconds to
so-and-so
figure that
scored
algorithm
these
out.
Yeah,
Say what?
I said, and then so-and-so scored these many points.
exactly. And then some observation that has nothing to do with anything in the future, but I'm saying it in this tone of voice, so
To get ratings.
watch out.
Yeah, no, like I'm not surprised about that at all.
Yeah.
Like if you read the newspaper and just gloss through like the sports section, it's like anyone could write this. Why are you like the sports writer? It's like I could have written that.
How does
Yeah.
it gather the information to write the report?
I have not read this in a while. I suspect that what they did was they gave it a bunch of like they literally just gave it the score, and then it had a
Yeah.
lexicon of like sportsy phrases, and it just sportsified something,
Sportsified. I like that.
and
That's a good
and just
verb.
kind of built it up syntactically. That's why it was so impressive. Is that it wasn't
Yeah.
just like it's not like a Mad Libs kind of thing. It's more like a bag of words that get put together in the right order. And you can decide, it's more like Scrabble. How about that? I don't know. Or apples to apples or
Kind of
something.
like that South Park episode where they were talking about Family Guy.
Yes,
and the-
yes.
The walruses or whatever just pick a
Yes.
random word, and that's the episode.
Yes.
Like, that's kind of how it is.
Except that the set of random words is words that a sports reporter might use in the context of a score relative to another score in this
Yeah,
situation.
in a
That's actually literally what I was
You
trying
got
to
your right.
articulate.
You got your right linebacker over here and the left linebacker on the right side.
Yes. All right, guys. Well, this has been awesome. I hope you have an excellent remainder of your podcast. Our podcast. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
God
you.
he's leaving.
Yeah. Thank you.
What?
Good luck with that Asian kid.
Oh, you know it.
Oh, Ryan.
And just to ensure that he'll
No,
never come
don't worry.
back,
You can't hear it, but he's doing the gun noise. Gun noise situation.
I was saying, I don't think you can hear it, so he's completely lost.
That's so creepy. That's so creepy because I can't hear anything. So I just like it's just Ryan grinning at me. I'm like, which is actually a lot scarier.
And that's how the women at the bars he goes to feels like.
that's how the women that I walk up to on the street feel like. Yes,
Yeah, we got it.
we will return that. Thank you for joining us, Sebastian.
Pleasure. See you all later.
All
See you
right.
later.
I think I might steal his chair.
Good Foley
Yeah,
work.
go
Go
ahead,
for it,
go
man.
ahead.
Should I set the... Where should I put this?
You can just
I'll
keep
take
using
I'll
it
take
if you want. Oh,
You can use that one. It's still hot. Is it still on, or you want to turn that one on? For
check. Yeah, it's still on. I almost kind of like this one better than that one.
It's
Hello. Yeah,
You-
see, that's almost way better. Oh, not yet. I think he turned it off. That's on air. There we go.
There we
I don't know
go.
why you turned it down. Try talking to it now.
Hey.
Oh,
Ta-da.
Check 1, check 2.
there we go. Yeah, this one sounds a little. It doesn't pick up the air conditioner noise.
Yeah.
Like even on
It's-
your like
it's
your
better.
mic, you can't even really pick it up.
Well,
That's solid.
I don't know why that would make a difference, honestly. But
I don't know, but it does. Although you have to keep the mic pointed like right at you. So
yeah. This one is kind of like that too.
Yeah. Gonna Henry Rollins
Whoa.
Henry Rollins.
this. Yep. He always likes to wrap the cord around his
Oh,
wrist.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Gonna wipe this bitch.
More physical comedy out there for our listeners.
There you go.
What
For
will
your
you bid?
listeners.
Say what?
What will you bid on your showcase?
Well, yeah, right. I feel like Bob Barker.
$1. Asshole.
Everyone makes that damn bet. I'm just kidding. With that $1 shit. I'm just kidding.
$1? No, you're not walking away for $1. I'm
You're
not
actually
giving
trying
this-
to bid.
I'm not giving this shit away.
Don't just.
And the actual showcase price was $5.
You're like, oh damn, I actually got it right.
Woo!
Like, what do you expect? It was a rubber bouncy ball.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
so I thought it was $1.
What?
I don't know.
I was like, it's kind of abruptly stopped.
Yeah. Awkward silence.
That's how
Crickets.
that's how the podcast usually is. We just sit here like this in awkward silence.
Yeah.
I'm Bono, by the way. Like the light gets a little too much for my eyes.
Yeah. Sensitive. You got sensitive eyes there.
Yeah. This is gonna be really good on the radio, by the way.
Some really deep and interesting subject
Right, yeah.
material here
So
that
what-
we're exploring.
What have you been up to though? I haven't seen you in a couple months.
I've just been working mostly, so
Yeah, still working, huh?
yep.
I
Yeah,
think
this at this point we are at the high school reunion point of the show.
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, kind of. Well, how long has it been? 5 years
At
since we
least.
About 5, yeah.
since we graduated.
But I think we went our separate ways before that, right? You went.
Were you there senior year?
No, I left junior year,
Okay,
and
yeah.
then
I-
Ryan left senior.
Well, yeah, I left right after junior year.
So
Okay.
I was the only one who actually graduated.
Really? I thought you left. But no, but you came.
I came back.
You
I left
left
for
CV,
sophomore.
and then you came back. That's right. Okay, that's right. I remember.
So I
But
actually kind of liked San Am. In a
How
weird-
come you
in a-
liked it?
In a weird way. I don't know. I just felt like their education was. It felt like it was a good education.
I was about to say the education was a little more focused.
Yeah.
I will say that, but there were smaller classrooms, so I think it was easier to do that.
Yeah. That's what I liked about it was the smaller classroom size. Because going to CV,
That
Yeah.
is true.
going to CV and having like 300 kids in my one class was. Well, first of all, it was very, very different from anything I was used to.
It was just like college, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. it
Well,
was weird.
that's the thing. I don't think Saniam prepared you for the realities of college having huge classes.
Yeah. Now I've never gone to college, so there you go.
You're one of the lucky few then. No. I'm just kidding. But no, yeah, like I mean, yeah, I didn't think the education there was bad. I just I didn't necessarily enjoy the culture that was surrounding it.
Yeah.
That was my only problem.
I
Really
tried
with
to
it.
not get too involved with the culture.
Yeah.
But senior year was interesting because, like, well, you guys went away.
Yeah.
James went away.
Yeah.
All of my other friends
Yeah. Where
graduated.
did James go?
He went to, like, Idaho.
Yeah.
And then all of my
Oh, that's
other
right.
friends graduated the year before me, so I was like...
So you're like all alone, basically.
Alone. I feel so bad.
but it
for
was
you.
it was interesting because then I had to... I was, like, forced to talk to everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't really have, like, one or two really
Did you?
good friends.
So
Yeah.
by the end of the year, did you get to know everyone really well,
Not really well. I mean...
or
but
at least better than before?
better than before.
Yeah.
I wasn't
That's interesting.
going to the same people.
So you
all
had a
the time.
pretty good senior year, huh?
Yeah, I liked senior year, and also junior year also really turned the whole experience around for me. Having a ethics class was what really.
That was my turning point too.
That's
Mr.
what really
Cook's
did
ethics
it.
class.
Well, I had Peterson,
Oh, yeah, that's right. You did have Peterson.
but I hear Cook was good too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cook. Yeah, like he really like he kind of changed the way that my mind worked. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, man.
Cook.
Brian fucked me. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it's true.
But no, yeah.
I think Cook mind fucked me too. But I mean, I thought it was good because both of those classes were taught specifically to keep us thinking about.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, it kept us
Yeah.
on our toes.
Well, anytime someone who's been in a Christian environment most of their entire life is forced to examine other people's ethical systems,
Yeah.
it kind of changes your perspective on things.
It's very
a lot.
eye-opening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was for me. It's like, we've been taught this certain dynamic for our whole lives or whatever. And it's like, for me, it's like I was still curious about those other things. You know what I mean? Like I it wasn't that I was just blissfully unaware or happy in my ignorance type of thing. But like, you'd ask a question and people would just be like, "Oh, don't worry about it." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's not your
Well,
concern.
God has the answers.
Yeah, and then there was someone who asked, "Well, what if there are no answers, or what if we have to formulate our own answers?"
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it's like, "Oh, okay, so we actually have to use our brains." You know what I mean? Or
Yeah,
or
It's like
these questions are okay to ask.
if God is the answer to everything, who is the ruler of hell?
Right.
Yeah.
God.
Right.
No.
And then why would Satan, in that regard, need to be necessary?
Yeah. Well, I don't think that Satan was necessary.
I don't know.
I don't
There
know.
are things where I don't think
I
he
mean,
is.
he was like a fallen angel, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe there are some things that were unintentional that just kind of went wrong.
Yeah,
In
no.
the chaos of the universe.
Yeah. No, I
So-
mean that's what I mean. But like,
Who knows?
just those kind of things where it's like, one of the biggest things I learned is there is really no certainty.
Right.
And I mean, you can grasp as much certainty as you can in the world, but like other than that, like there's not a whole lot you can really be so sure of. Not like, like in Sunday school class, Jesus, like.
Yeah. In one
Moses.
way, religion is nice though because it makes things so much simpler. You
It
know?
does.
You can really be like, oh well, this is why I believe what I believe, just
Well-
because it's 2
Yeah.
+ 2 is 4.
Because because humans are constantly trying to put things into simpler terms that they
Right.
can understand,
Right.
and religion just does a way of streamlining that.
Right.
And
It
unfortunately,
takes me back to the moment of Family Guy where they're like, and now back to how the world was created. What for?
Then
for
God
for
farts.
Christians.
rednecks, yeah.
No, for rednecks.
Yeah.
And
No,
they're
for
like,
rednecks.
the world was created by God.
By Jesus.
I thought you were gonna do the one about.
And carbon dating suggests Mountain Dew is the best soda on the planet.
Wow. I remember the Family Guy clip where God farts and then onto a
Oh,
onto
yeah,
a
that's
lit,
the Big
onto
Bang.
A lit, onto a lit flame, and then the universe explodes out his butt.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
that
man.
was the Big Bang.
Yeah,
That's one theory.
that's the one that I subscribe to the most because I've always noticed there's kind of a funky smell.
The universe does smell a little bit like
It
eggs.
smells a little weird. It smells a little like a celestial fart.
And then there's a little bit, stars are gas clouds. When
yeah,
they explode, they
yeah.
have weird colors, like if it was,
Science.
to a flame. Yeah. See, science confirms that the universe was God's fart.
Okay, maybe I am a Christian again. I do believe.
I do believe.
I believe.
But yeah, no, but I think though for me, like my senior year was sweet too. But
What school
Albany,
did you go to?
West Albany.
West Albany.
Yeah, and so Albany was a little bit smaller of a school. It's still like pretty big though. I mean, there's still about close to 2,000 kids in the school, but the classrooms were still kept relatively small.
Hmm.
At least the ones I was in. But that wasn't the case. But then it was like I got to finally kind of like meet up with people that were a lot like me,
Yeah.
or
yeah.
like there was at least a little more variety in who I could maybe go hang out with.
That's the good thing about larger schools.
Yeah,
You're
the
always gonna find someone that you haven't something in common with.
the social aspect of it,
Right.
I think is pretty key. That necessarily like private schools or Christian schools don't have, where they're
Yeah.
kind of
Oh,
sheltered
yeah.
in their little bubble.
Well, and they kind of, I felt like they kind of almost forced you to have the same opinion, you know?
Oh yeah.
Like I got called into the office a couple times about, Aaron, we were hearing a rumor going around that
Didn't
you're a
didn't they-
relativist or something. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know if,
So?
I don't know. I was like, I don't know if God
Isn't
is
it
real.
a free
Yeah.
country?
Yeah.
Right.
They're like, well, if you're not a Christian, then we're going to kick you out of the school. Well,
And it's like, well, okay. I mean,
yeah.
like,
Fine then. I'll say I'm a Christian because I
That's-
want the education and I don't really want to move.
and that's like a weird thing to force someone to do.
Yeah. I know. I don't agree with that ethical
What did they
system.
do to you for having Dungeons and Dragons?
Yeah, they did. They frowned on that thing too
Were you
because
a
they
witch?
don't. They didn't understand. It's just a nerdy board game.
But did they ban it or something?
Well, they just talked to me about don't bring your books to school. I'm like sitting there like with a book
That's
and a piece of paper.
ridiculous.
And,
So
like,
okay, so you weren't even doing like a game club or anything, like where you're
no,
starting
I was
Dungeons
just
and
kind of
Dragons?
reading them and creating my characters at lunchtime. By
You should have
myself.
asked him, been like, "Do you like Lord of the Rings books?"
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Dungeons
Okay.
and Dragons is not evil. But see, the thing is, this is what the thing was too. Was kids at the school would go home to their parents and say,
Mm.
"Oh, this guy was playing D&D at lunchtime." And
Yeah.
And then the
I won't
parents,
have that.
and then the parents, being ignorant and never having done any research on their own, will just complain to the school and say, "This student was
Yeah.
doing something that my student witnessed, and I
Mhm.
want them to live a very sheltered life."
And the school can't really do anything. You know, they feel like kind of pressured that they
If-
have to do something
Right,
about
Yeah,
it.
Right.
true. And if one of the kids' parents is on the school board, that could mean their job. So
Yeah.
I get it.
And money,
You know?
yeah.
And I mean, a lot of times I would do something, and then they would tell me not to, and I would just be like, "Fine, I won't."
Yeah.
Do it in front of you.
There's no sense. There's no sense fighting it.
Yeah. Although I
But-
did fight this one thing one time. I would wear my hood in class.
Oh yeah, they always get pissed about that.
They got pissed about that all the time. And then I looked in the rule book, and the rule book said like visors and sunglasses and things.
Yeah.
And there was another student who would always wear sunglasses.
Yeah.
And they would let her get away with it because of who she was.
Yeah.
And then I took the rule book to school and pointed it out to the teachers and said, "Look, it does not say hoods, but it says this other thing that this other kid is wearing." And then they were like, "Well, you still have to take your hood off." And then the next year, hoods was in there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, okay, so tell me to take, my hood off, but then at the same time
You gotta
tell
be
her to
fair.
take her sunglasses
yeah,
off.
you got to be
or
fair
whatever.
about it. It's got to be fair and equal.
What was the name? No, I'm just kidding. I want names.
I probably shouldn't because I'm sure that
No.
she's a good person.
Yeah, no, yeah. It's,
I mean, it's nothing that
it's
she
a dumb
was
rule
doing.
for her too.
Yeah, it's nothing that she was doing like intentionally to get at me.
What if they
Yeah.
had a Jewish kid in school and he was wearing his, whatever that
His
thing-
yarmulke?
The power of Christ compels you. The power of Christ.
Well,
No,
hey,
I'm
we
kidding.
Start
still
throwing holy water
believe in
on
the
him.
same God,
yeah,
right?
no, yeah. No, yeah.
I think it'd be different if he was wearing his yarmulke than if he was going around saying Jesus is bullshit.
That's pretty true. That's very, yeah.
That's the ultimatum you could have given the school board. Be, like if they're going to make him take off his thing, then say, well,
His
it's
Yamaha?
It's either
Yamka.
His
It's-
Yamaha?
Yeah, his Suzuki.
His Yamaha keyboard?
fuck it.
Four-wheeler?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. No, I think, no, they'd be like, oh, you're a Jew, brother. Like, they would still be like, oh, close enough.
Hopefully, I mean, it was like a non-denominational school, right?
Yeah.
They didn't claim any sort of Baptist is the way to go.
Exactly. It was just like
True.
Christian in general or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
they-
it seems like they should have been more accepting of
Yeah.
everybody's denomination.
You'd think.
You'd
Yeah.
think, but they weren't always.
Yes, that's very true.
They
Like-
still had their own politics.
Oh, yeah, big time, especially
Af-
when money was involved.
After I left that school and cited, their unhappiness with Catholics, which now I, kind of don't care about anymore because
Right.
the superintendent hand wrote me a letter delivered to my house and was like, we're really sorry that you left the school and stuff and non-denominational this and that. And
Yeah, I mean, the superintendent was pretty nice. It was the rest of the people who were more involved with the school.
Yeah,
But
well,
who's the super?
At the time, it was Stan Baker.
yeah, that's the guy.
Yeah.
I don't
Um,
remember him. I remember Mr. Starr.
Yeah, well, Mr. Starr was the principal,
Yeah,
so
he
he was
was the
mostly
principal.
involved.
He was the
But-
colorblind principal.
Yeah.
The colorblind principal.
I remember on our senior color was pink.
Yeah.
I wore a pink skirt.
Nice.
And then Mr. Starr was like, "Yeah, you gotta take that off."
You're like, well then, okay, I guess I'll go around naked.
Yeah. Well, I had jeans
Oh.
on.
Oh, yeah?
I had really tight pink jeans on.
It's like, you want to see what's under the skirt right now? Because you will with the
Bulge.
as tight of jeans I'm wearing.
I remember I had the little I printed out a Pink Floyd album cover and wore that on
really?
the Pink Day.
For the pink day.
Yeah.
And they were like, I guess we'll let it go.
Yeah.
Devil music. No.
Yeah, I guess that was our junior. Was that our junior color, or was that senior color?
It must have been when I was still there because I can remember doing that and getting a lot of people going.
I don't remember, but I was so mentally checked out. anything could have
Yeah.
happened, and I wouldn't have remembered.
Yeah,
I'm just ready to get out of high school, man.
definitely.
but
I was ready when it came.
that was the main reason, really, why I left too.
There's restrictions.
Why?
Because I would have I graduated technically earlier at West Albany.
Really?
Yeah, it's a whole semester. I was done basically the start of my senior year. I had 1 credit left.
Oh wow.
And so most of the days it was open periods. So like, sweet, I got like the day off and stuff like
That's
almost every
cool.
day.
That's a big advantage with some of those schooles
Right.
like that.
And I didn't have to drive to school. That was a huge
There
thing
you
too.
go.
For my last year, I drove all the way into Salem to go to Blanchette, and
Yeah.
after I think the first 3 terms, I was able to take off either the first period of the day or the last period. And obviously, I chose the first period because
Right? I want
that's
to
a-
sleep in.
That's a long ass drive, you
Right.
know.
Some days too, I was like, I got 2 open periods for that day. It's like, okay, let me sleep in
You
and
had
then
2
leave
periods
early.
in one day.
Yep. It was
That's-
heavy flow. Heavy flow. 2 open periods.
That's
So they were out in the open. I was very open about my periods.
Yeah, you're like, should this be happening? I'm a guy.
I don't know what's going on. I need to go back to health class.
My anus is bleeding.
Oh,
Have you
God.
seen that video, that Don Hertzfeld video on?
No.
Oh man, you guys gotta YouTube Don Hertzfeld one of these days.
Don Hertzfeld?
Yeah, he does these really crazy cartoons. There's this one.
Sounds pretty crazy.
There's this one where this stick person is standing there with a giant spoon and like a little bowl on the ground. And he goes,
Yeah.
"My spoon is too big. My spoon is too big."
The first time I've ever heard that. No, I was kidding.
Yeah.
I wish I would be told that. Your spoon is
Your
too
spoon's
big.
too big. That's what she said.
It's more like is your
Are
spoon like a
those
baby
jokes,
spoon?
Are those jokes still in? That's what she said. Is that just or is that gone by now?
I laugh, so they're still in, I guess.
I still do it. I think
I
they're still
do it.
funny.
I do it all the time,
Yeah.
especially with my mom when she says something.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
what she said.
My mom is a fan of doing your mama jokes.
Oh, really?
To me,
Oh, really?
she'll do them.
She likes the irony of that, I
yeah,
guess. Huh?
she does. It's kind of funny. Your mom.
It's like,
I'm
yeah.
like, Mom, come on.
Stop!
Be an adult here.
Quit it!
This is
I
too
just
weird.
go, no, your mom.
You're like, quit it! I'm just trying to do a that's what she said joke.
Yeah, yeah. It's fun though.
It's like she says your mama jokes, and then you say that's what she said.
Yeah.
I
You're
mean,
like,
like,
I really did just say that. I don't know. I went to the coast on Monday with my mom and my sister.
oh, really? How'd
It
that
was, it
go?
was a really beautiful day, actually. We went to Newport, and the tide was like really, really low. But it was like
Great. What-
sunny, and there was like no wind.
I know, like, what is this weather that we're having right now?
It's
pretty
crazy.
crazy. I can't-
This whole season has been kind of crazy.
We haven't
Yeah.
had like one snowy or icy day yet.
Which
and
I'm
that,
somewhat okay with, but
that scares me.
I know it is. I'm somewhat okay with it also, but it does scare me because like it's good to have snow a little bit. It
Yeah.
should be colder, but at
Yeah.
the same time, like no snow is kind of.
it was really cold, like, earlier in the winter and, like, late fall. But, yeah, now it's all of a sudden, it's like,
Very
oh, it's
short-lived.
springtime now. I'm worried about having a crappy summer.
Yeah, it'll either. Do you think it'll be really, really hot or just kind of the same?
I think, well, last time we had this kind of weather, it was really rainy for the summer.
Mm,
And, like,
that could happen.
I don't mind, I guess, like, rainy fall and winter because it's like that's when it's supposed to be raining. I was like, it's supposed to have nice weather in the summer here. Like, so
Right.
I was like, I kind of want it to be like that. So, like, I'm hoping it doesn't do like it did last time where we had like 60-degree winters and then we're
Yeah,
like, having
yeah.
rainy, I remember that was a few years ago. So, my brother-in-law, it was when he was moving down to Pasadena to go to medical school at USC, and we were about to go down there and help him move, and it was the last week of July, and it was pouring down rain the night before we left.
Hmm.
It was like the end of July, and I'm like, okay, so it's like just pissing rain right now.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
Yeah. So that's what I'm worried about with this kind of nice weather we're having in January
Especially
and
when
February.
it can lead to like flooding and stuff.
Yeah.
Because there was some flooding. I remember a couple years ago, Southtown, like the Marys River flooded over. You couldn't go to Southtown.
Yeah, that was
Wow.
Like 2 or 3 years ago.
I remember actually, it was the beginning. It was like January 2012 because it was my first like month at LB that I went to.
Yeah, yeah.
Coming back from Portland State, and I remember having to walk home
Yeah.
in ankle deep water the whole way. I had to walk 2 miles in that pouring rain.
You were in Portland?
This was me. I was at LB, but this was me coming
Oh.
back from Portland.
Oh, okay.
This was the first. So I came back from Portland in fall or summer 2011, and I missed getting into OSU here that fall of 2011. So I went to LB in 2012 for winter term, and that's when all the flooding happened.
Yeah.
And like it was starting to go to my shins, and I was just trekking through like, and I remember this SUV driving by along the road was just cruising through. And they stopped for me, though, to walk across. And I'm just like, I look like a horse crossing a river. And they're just sitting there laughing at me.
Let me just ford this river real quick.
And let me guess, as soon as you got across, they floored it and let it fly off.
Pretty
over.
much, yeah. They kept going. But I remember looking into their windshield, and they're smiling and laughing at me. I'm just like...
How rude.
Hey, what can you do, though? I mean...
They probably got it later.
Yeah, probably. And then I started, like, acting like I was swimming across the street.
I hope one of them drowned.
Well, I slashed their tires and tipped their car over,
There
so
you
they're
go,
dead.
there you
I'm just
go.
kidding. I got him out of revenge.
Flood this.
Bitch. I'm going to wipe that bitch.
The one in the SUV? Yeah, she was pretty cute.
Right? And she was about my age. No.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. Well, I'd hate to say it, but I think we're probably pretty close to the end of the hour, and I'm gonna have a lot of editing to do. And I think that they're gonna have a home game, so they might need this room here soon. So we better be courteous about that.
How much editing? How much are you gonna edit it down to for the?
Oh, for an hour.
But gonna try to make it an hour.
Yeah, I'm just gonna bleep out words pretty much for.
You're just gonna bleep out words?
Well, yeah,
not cut out the stuff.
I might use something.
Usually he cuts out the footage.
Okay.
The footage, yeah. I might just
cut out all of the physical comedy.
Yeah, I don't know what else to call it besides footage, audio footage. Audio shit.
When does this air? What time is your guys'?
Friday night at 10 p.m.
I'm the host. I should know, but I don't know.
I might actually try and listen to it.
Oh yeah.
This might be the sound effect I use for all the words we can't say. Or
I think that's what we did the first time when we stared bleeping stuff out.
This one.
That's what it was. Yeah.
There you go.
That's what it was.
Do you like a dolphin squealing?
Like in SpongeBob.
I have an eagle.
Yeah, like in SpongeBob.
It's like, hey Patrick, how the are you? I remember always filling in those words when they were doing that, laughing because it's like, oh my god, SpongeBob's cursing.
Yeah.
How about this?
Yeah, an eagle. Or like an old timey car horn at the end of that episode.
Oh yeah. Whoa, he's got a potty mouth. There's just a guy in the car just.
He swears like the sailor.
Yeah. But
well, this was a good show, you guys. I felt very invited.
Good.
And I'm glad that you could join me here.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, I'll be sure to come back again.
Yes.
Thank you for hosting the show.
I hope that both of your listeners are very satisfied with this episode.
All one of them are completely happy with this episode. That one of them is Ryan, by the way.
Thank you, listener.
But no, I think we'll have to have you back one time.
I'd love to come back.
And then we can talk for even longer when we have more time. I think right now we have
guess
a little
what?
bit
There's going to be an opening soon.
Oh yeah.
There's going to be an opening on the show.
Yeah, because one of you guys, we maybe have we announced it on the show before, or have you guys?
We've talked about it.
We've talked about it a little bit, yeah.
It's
But Ryan,
last episode coming in April.
Oh man.
With Ryan here, yeah.
But
we might continue the podcast on.
Sean and Sebastian will hopefully keep it on, and we hope that you will be coming.
Hey, I'd love to.
This might be also one of our last episodes, and one of them in this old studio too.
That's very true.
But yeah, we'll have to have you as a guest again.
Right on.
Keep your sunglasses dry.